Tyree. All right. Make yourself free with Tyree live at 3 on Facebook, Google Network, and YouTube. Coming to you Monday through Friday, live at 3. Tyree Thomas Jr. here, the blog trucking preacher. Make yourself free live at 3. Today I'm going to finish up on part 3 on what happened to me on August 11, 2003. That's right, what happened to me August 11, 2003. And for those of you that's tuning in, I want to thank you for tuning in. I do this 15 minutes a day, and I'm going to try to pick up where I left off, because what I'm sharing with you is what happened in my life and how I learned to live life in a better way, how I learned to become unstuck. Because what happened to me can happen to anyone. My theme is John 8:32. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Not set you free. Anything that's set is sitting still waiting to be caught. Hey, Misty. But the scripture said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Now, on Friday, I finished up when I was telling you about the different things that happened to me. And when I explain these things to you, it's going to help you understand the principles of life and the universal principles of life that connects our life to the Bible, and the universal laws of life that connects our life to the Bible. And the thing is that a lot of this is not taught in church. Hey, how you doing, Charles? That's one of my very best friends all the way from Farnwood, Texas. But as I was saying, these principles will help you understand how our life relates to the Bible and how the Bible relates to our life. So as we understand that, we'll understand how our life connects to God and how God connects to our life. You see, Friday when I finished, I was telling you about, I had not mentioned about how the ambulance was there, how the state trooper was there, how some people were there that saw me. What I was talking about is that the accident I had August 11, 2003, it changed my life. It caused me to have to restructure my life. And what I mean by that, I had been for 10 years studying the economy and studying the industry, and I learned how to make $1 million in 10 years with trucking. I learned how to do that with one truck. So if I learned how to make $1 million in 10 years with one truck, imagine what I could do in 1 year with 10 trucks. Well, I had just paid off 3 trucks, and I was trying to come back and I was coming back from vacation, and I had an accident that was caused by a deer. I was a passenger in a one-car auto accident. Now, every day I always like to give value other than myself. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about today as I go into this, I'm going to talk to you about the universal laws that govern our life. Govern simply means to control. Hey, how you doing, Jerry? Hold on one moment, Jerry, and I'll bring you in. Govern means to control. If you can see this book, do I have it upside down? Okay. The Signs of Success. This is principles that connects our life to the Bible. The Signs of Success. This is principles and laws that connects our life to the Bible. The universal principles, the universal laws. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you another one. I have one of my very good friends, Jerry Toll. He's a business partner of mine. He helped me through some legal, take care of some legal business. He has a legal representation. If you can, why cover your car, cover your home, cover your personal material things as far as insurance, and not cover your life? See, I have personal insurance on my life, and that accident helped me understand I needed that. So Jerry told my friend, he has a very strong legal background with legal insurance, just like you have car insurance. Jerry, could you put your website in the comment section where they can see that? Because it helped insure my life. Now, what I was talking about, and I have like about 11 minutes. When I had that auto accident, it changed my life. I had to restructure my life. I could no longer do the things that I was doing as far as making an income and things like that. So I had to restructure my life, and I had to allow God to come in, because I was in a bad way. I had to be mobilized. I was immobile. Now, what I want to say is, before I left, this is where universal laws come in to control your life. Before I left to go on that trip, I had taken off from Houston for about 45 minutes. And then I realized, whoa, I hadn't paid my tithes, because I left that Saturday night. I said I hadn't paid my tithes because I was doing a turnaround trip. So what I did, instead of continuing going and say, I'll pay my tithes when I get back. Why should God have to wait for what he blessed us with? So what I did, I turned around, came back, and dropped my tithes off at the church. And then I went on and took back off going to Colorado. Now, hey, how you doing, Tex? Oh, man, fast running Tex Shorts. Thanks for tuning in. Now, what made a difference with that is that because there's a law that we live by, a universal law that we live by called the law of obedience. That's right, it's called the law of obedience. When you be obedient, hey, how you doing, Pastor Derek Smith? He's my brother from the pulpit of Carl Edward Isaac Sr. Derek Smith is a dynamic pastor. Look him up on Facebook. You'll find Reverend Pastor Derek Smith. He also has a beautiful wife named Deborah Smith. Now, when I paid my tithes, I took off. That showed the law. That showed God I was being obedient, the law of obedience. Now, I'm going to show you how that made a difference in my life. When we were coming back, the accident happened. I told you about how I had to crawl out of the car. I told you about how God had some stars shining lights so I can find my way out of the car. And keep in mind, they still hadn't figured out how I got out of the car. Now, at 4:30 in the morning on a Sunday morning, who is out traveling on a highway in the middle of nowhere, Highway 287? We were going south on 287. We were in between Wichita Falls, Texas, and Henrietta, Texas. 4:30 in the morning. That accident happened. The car took a 20-foot nosedive off the highway, rolled over 5 to 6 times, and then hit a drain culvert. If you look at my post last week on August the 11th, you'll see where I posted the picture. Now I'm going to show you how the universal law of obedience governs our life. And these are laws that need to be taught in church so to help us understand how the what to do. The Bible is the what to do to have our life according to the way God said we're supposed to have it. Universal principles are the how to do, the actions, the guidelines that we're supposed to follow to live by the Bible. Universal laws is the why we should. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. That's the universal laws. I paid my tithes, and it just so happened at 4:30 in the morning, out of nowhere, here comes an ambulance. Can you believe that? The universal law of obedience. An ambulance out of nowhere shows up. Now, there were some people that was in front of us and some people that was behind us. When we went off the road, they said they didn't see the car anymore. They just saw lights tumbling, but they didn't see the car anymore. And they did a U-turn on the highway. They went 3 miles down and came back, and they still did not see the car. They got out of their car. They walked down 20 feet deep into thickets and woods. In brush. Now the thing is that the headlights, the car took that crash, and the battery and everything, the headlights supposed to have been out, but they were still showing. That's how they were able to find the car. And then the car did not blow up, and it was set to blow up. Now, it just so happened the trooper just happened to pass by, because at that time there was no OnStar. The trooper just happened to pass by. Now, 3 weeks ago in that same spot, a trooper in his brand new 2004 car hit a deer. He had a crash bumper, and that deer tore that crash bumper up in that same spot. And then a week before that, which was exactly 4 weeks before our accident, there was a couple in the same spot hit a deer, and it killed them on contact. You see how the universal laws, when you be obedient to the universal laws, how it controls things that come into your life. Hey, Heath Gaffney, I love you, man. When you're obedient to the universe, when you're obedient to God, unit meaning one God, verse meaning word, and you do as he said do. Hey, Gary, hey, give me a little break here. Every 3 minutes I take a break. That's my brother, Gary Viney. He has a very good computer service to protect your computers. Gary Viney. Gary, could you put your website link in the comments? because I want, if anyone needs any computer services, I really would like for them to check with you, because I know what you have done for me, and I want to be able to give more value than just myself. Now back to the point where I was speaking of, when the trooper got there, they did not see me because I had been crawling, and I rolled down a little bit deeper in a brush, in some brush, and they said there was some more. The driver told them that there was another person. If not, they would not have ever found me. I was out, life was leaving me. And this is how the universe controls our life, through universal laws. You see, if you have a business, if you have a personal issue, as long as you do right, the universal laws are going to protect you and keep things from harming you, like it protected us and had everything in the right place at the right time. 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. How often would it be a ambulance passing by where you not even have to call them? How often would it be a trooper just passing by 4:30 in the morning? How often would people be with you, or be able to come back and find you 4:30 in the morning without a flashlight? How often would it be that the headlights on the car are not destroyed and the battery not discharged from the car? Now keep in mind, this motor and the dashboard and everything came in and hit me upon impact. I'm out. Now, I'm going to move a little faster because I'm approaching 12 minutes. And I'm come back to this. I may come back and finish this up tomorrow. But they scooped me up. They revived me on the side of the road after they found me. Can you believe they had the right technicians in the ambulance? You see how the law of obedience, the law of giving, when you give to God, He gives back to you. Imagine what happens when people understand these laws and they live by them. Imagine the difference it makes in their life. You see, on whatever you're not able to follow right now, I always attach a link to my blog in these comment sections where you can come back and see it. I also put a replay in there. Now the thing is that on my blog you'll find other things that I do. You can click a link, leave your email, and it will give you information, because as I said, I had to restructure my life. Because see, I could no longer do the things that I did, and God blessed me to restructure my life to where it makes a difference to not only build His kingdom, but rebuild the life of other people that were stuck in life like I was. If you want to understand how to become unstuck in life, you click that link. You go, matter of fact, you can go to mc.tyreethomasjr.com and you click and leave your information, and it would help you become, it would give you information to become unstuck like I had to. Also, every day, starting at 5 o'clock, I'm going to have a live webinar where you can clue in and see what I do to become unstuck in life. And I'm also going to have guests, because God saved me. When they took me to the hospital, I'm going to move fast forward. When they took me to the hospital, they were still reviving me in the ambulance, and they had to put both of us in the ambulance. And this is the beautiful thing about it. It just so happened doctors that were on vacation just happened to be there at 4:30 in the morning coming to get paperwork so they can go on vacation. Specialists at that. The specialist that was needed to keep me alive, to keep my feet, to keep my lungs and everything. Now tomorrow I'm going to pick up from there. It's 14 minutes and I only like to go 15 minutes. Make Yourself Free with Tyree live at 3 on Facebook, YouTube, and Google Plus Network. I do this Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock. I also do an evening webinar, and on Sundays at 6 o'clock in the morning, you'll see where I'm going to start doing a 30-minute biblical teaching. Preaching actually, because you can have cyber church from home. You can have cyber church from anywhere. T.D. Jakes has a cyber church. Creflo Dollar has a cyber church. I want to explain to you all the benefit of that. But again, if you like the value that I've given you, tune back in at 5 o'clock. I'll put a link in the description. Thank everyone. Thank Gary. Thank Charles. Thank Valentino. Thank Misty. Thank Derek and everyone else. Thank you all. Have a good day. The Bible was written by men that was inspired by God. Motivation is temporary. Inspiration is everlasting. You can find in 1 Timothy chapter 3 and 18, the Bible was written by men that were inspired by God. God's word is inspiring, therefore is everlasting. Wherever you are, have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good evening. Thank you, and be blessed. Bye-bye.